So the culture wars have invaded corporate boardrooms, and companies and consumers boycotting each other over beliefs. Breitbart News now calling on a boycott of Kellogg's products after the cereal maker pulled its ads due to their, quote, values aren't being aligned. That's at least what they said. Here's the thing. Should companies keep their political opinions to themselves to protect profits and the consumer? Joining me now to discuss, Charlie Kirk, Tom Borelli, and Todd Starnes. Todd, what do you think?
Let go your ego, America. Let it go. Let it go.
But the Frosty Flakes, I grew up with them.
Look,
Tony the Tiger.
This is troubling because I'm a big fan of the new s'mores Pop-Tarts. But look, I'm willing to let them go to stand with Breitbart on this as they boycott. You know, it's interesting about these boycotts, though. I mean, they do it on the right and the left. I'm not quite sure how much influence they have at the end of the day. You know, right now, American Family Association is boycotting Target over their bathroom policy. So we'll have to see how this plays out.
I will say Target stock has struggled. They beat earnings recently, but the stock still hasn't been gangbusters. Could be other impacts on that, but to that point, Tom, I see where consumers are calling for these boycotts, but it's interesting that it feels like more and more corporations are shooting the first salvo.
It's a very competitive marketplace, and the problem with big businesses, they should just sell their product to everybody and not pick political fights. But businesses making a mistake. For so many years, they've been under the hands of the left-wing activists, that activists say something and companies jump. Companies haven't realized yet that now the right is starting to push back and push back hard, and their brands are going to be jeopardized. And I think Kellogg's just walked into a buzzsaw. Which made it worse is not only did they remove advertising, they bragged about it. They issued a statement. That's putting a stick in the eye of Breitbart, Bannon, who's going to be in the ear of the president, and maybe even Trump voters. So it was really foolish move. The problem is there's no ideological diversity in corporate America anymore. So a lot of people are very left. They can't think right.
You know, I mean, that's one thing, but it's another thing, particularly of a publicly traded company. My first job is to build the profits, not cut them in half. Since the election, we've seen a number of companies that have come out and said things, whether it was Pepsi getting a lot of pushback, it's the Grubhub getting a lot of pushback, a lot of these other. I mean, Charlie, what is it? Why is it that these CEOs of these companies feel so compelled to voice their own opinion at the risk of the company, its workers, its employees, and of course the public?
And it's important to note in this particular instance, you know, the media's been blaming Breitbart for going after Kellogg's. I mean, it's such a very deceiving headline. Kellogg's fired the first shot against Breitbart. They found out that their ads were being placed on Breitbart's website, and they go on the offensive and release this press release. But what I think is most disturbing about this example is, what is Kellogg's really saying here? They don't want it on Breitbart, or they don't want Breitbart, the deplorable readers, to not buy their products? I mean, it's bad business, but also it's being driven by a very, I would say, again, disturbing ideological drive. They're saying that, like, we don't want to advertise on Breitbart. Well, that doesn't make very much sense. Breitbart is one of the top trafficked websites in the world. What exactly are you saying? Do you not want to be on Fox News? Do you not want to be on all these other websites?
I think they're calling Breitbart readers deplorable.